What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Long time no see, but we're back. Now last week I did a very requested video, so I wanted to do another one this week. So today we're gonna be doing Stefan versus Damon. Now a lot of the times in my Vampire Diaries videos I often get a lot of people arguing back and forth with each other about who was the better brother, which brother caused more drama, which brother was better for Elena. A lot of conflict in the comments between you guys, even against me. Like some people in the comments even challenge me on my own pick, like whoever I pick. And now I don't want this to get messy, so don't be getting in the comments starting wars. We can all have our opinions. Anyways, before we get into the video guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also if you want to check out any of my other TVDU videos, I'll leave that playlist in the description and you guys can check that out after the video. Who should I start with first? You know what, because he's so popular, we're gonna start with Damon. Now I do want to like include a trigger warning. You see, I have to include a trigger warning for this man. I didn't want to have to, but I feel like I do have to. If you're like a minor, or if you've gone through some of these things that I'm talking about in this video, you might want to, you know, your discretion is advised. Starting off in the beginning of the show, basically in like seasons 1 and 2, Damon was just an extremely like insane character. I didn't really have an issue with Damon as a character and how he acted. I did have an issue though with his non-vampire aspects, like, you know, the aspects where he would like assault the like high school students, you know, i.e. Caroline. He like abused and assaulted multiple people in Mystic Falls, and the main person that was subject to his like abuse was Caroline. I don't remember how old they were in the show, but she was still a high school student. He was like hundreds of years old, so it wouldn't really matter how old they were. It's just like, it was just kind of weird. She died a kid. She was a kid. She's a kid, point blank. I honestly don't remember if Caroline ever forgave him for what he did, but it got so bad. I remember that scene where Elena was like, oh my god, we're gonna talk to your mom, and she went to go talk to Stefan, which I'm also gonna get into. Like, I feel like Stefan should have been like the main person to stop Damon, but every single time like they would confront him about his brother, he'd be like, we're gonna get into that. He didn't abuse her because he was a vampire. He did that because he was just a terrible person. Comparing this to Stefan, however, is where it gets kind of interesting. Most of what Stefan did wrong in the show was because he was a vampire. In fact, I don't think that Stefan was a bad person at all. I don't think there's a point in the show where I actually thought that Stefan was bad as a person. Most of what he did wrong was because of his like nature as a ripper and whatever. Now I will say I did hate his ass when he killed Enzo. That was the one time that I like literally hated Stefan, was when he killed Enzo. And I know he wasn't in control, but still, I like that they included the part of him being a ripper. He was out of control, but like after the fact he had remorse, where compared to Damon, he just didn't care. I don't think he ever once apologized to Caroline after what he did. I don't know, y'all correct me on that. Now in terms of relationships, I'm not gonna get in too deep with those because I know the Delena versus Stelena like issue it's still a thing today. Like the debates get out of control, so I'm not gonna dive too deep, but I will, for the sake of comparing the two in the relationships. Damon was also quite abusive with Elena as well. I feel like a lot of people don't mention that enough, like how horribly he was to her, and just as badly as he treated Caroline, if anything. Like, he obviously, as he like started to fall more in love with her, he didn't do that many bad things to her, more so the people around her, but that still didn't make it right. There wasn't a single point in time in Stefan and Elena's relationship where he abused her. There was not one time. Even when he was like becoming his like ripper self, like he tried to stay away, he tried to not put her in harm's way. I can't say the same for Damon. Like throughout the entire relationship, Stefan was like a good person till the end. Another thing I want to bring up is the fact that so many people in the fan base get mad at Elena for like playing the victim a lot. Like she's always like, oh my god, I'm a damsel in distress and I need somebody to save me. But I feel like y'all need to direct some of that energy towards Damon. Like he would also victimize himself quite a bit in the show, especially when he would do something wrong and people would try to hold him accountable. Oftentimes be like, this is just how I am, like it's not my fault. Yeah, you choose to be this way, whereas compared to Stefan, he doesn't. He just becomes the way he is as a ripper when he gets too much human blood. So yeah, definitely y'all need to like direct some of y'all like hate towards Elena being the victim to Damon, because he did that so many times in the show where he would blame someone else or like not take accountability or act like because he's a vampire or because he was made to become a vampire by Stefan, this is how he has to act in return. Like, I feel like that's a huge flaw in his character that we don't talk about enough, how badly he played the victim in the show. Like, now for my personal feelings, like analysis aside, like which one do I prefer more than the other? If you couldn't tell, I would definitely have to pick Stefan. Like, I know a lot of people like Damon because of how, you know, he has the bad boy vibe, and if we had to choose who was the better brother show-wise, it was definitely Stefan. Like, you can't make a bad case about him other than when he wasn't himself. And that's not making any excuses for what he did when he wasn't himself, because he did choose this for him and his brother, the whole becoming a vampire thing, so you can't really excuse that. But all that aside, like just them as beings, as people, he was the better brother. I'm not afraid to say that, even though like a lot of people are because of how huge Damon's fan base is. I personally am definitely gonna have to pick Stefan. I'm sorry. Now, if I'm choosing relationships, I didn't really like either of them, Stelena or Delena. I wasn't really like a huge fan of either of them. They were cute, but they're like on the like same level for me. Both had flaws, both ended kind of meh. So yeah, the relationships are kind of like equal, but for the brothers wise, I'm definitely gonna have to pick Stefan. Now, everybody has their own opinions. Yeah, I don't have to pick like I did, but like, I don't know, I just feel like there isn't much of a case for why somebody would pick Damon as the better brother. It's just incomparable how bad of a person Damon was compared to his brother, even after he was redeemed. Like, so yeah, sorry not sorry, Damon fans, don't kill me. Although the Stefan fans were the ones that were coming in the comments, like getting me because I wasn't supporting him. But like, give me a moment to breathe. Like, give me a second. Anyways, guys, that was a video comparing Stefan versus Damon. Let me know your own like pick, like who you pick between the two, because there's such a divide with who people think is the better brother. So I'm really curious to see who you guys pick. And when you're doing it, like, leave your bias aside. Like, who was the better person? Like, I don't care who you liked better, who you thought was cuter. Who was the better person? Like, let's do that in the comments. But yeah, I tried to come at this video a little bit unbiased, even though I don't really have a bias towards either brother. They were neither my favorite guys in the show. Male character wise, they were not towards the top of my list, so I didn't really have a bias to begin with. But yeah, leave in the comments what you guys think, who you pick, and your reason why, because everybody has a different reason why they think this brother's better than the other, but leave them in the comments. Also, don't forget to leave your video requests as well, because you guys know you guys choose what video gets filmed every single week. Also, if you guys want to check out that TVDU playlist, it will be in the description. I will leave that. It has all my TVDU videos in there, and you guys can watch that after the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.